Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting. I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thrilled that you're here. And today I want to talk about persisting with ease. So, you often hear in manifesting to persist in the wish fulfilled. That's a Neville Goddard idea, or just persisting in general with your manifesting. And the idea of persisting is a good one, right? It's what we need to do to really accomplish any goal, even if it's like an action based goal in the 3D reality. You want to have consistent and persistent action towards that goal. In manifesting, that action is all internal. And so it can feel like we're spinning our wheels and it can feel like we're not getting anything accomplished when we really are. And sometimes persistence can be the thing that trips us up because we're trying so hard to persist that we're really sort of attaching to the outcome, really looking for results in the 3D reality, and doing things that create anxiety inside of our body. And we want to release that. So, how can you persist with ease? Let's talk about it. Just first of all, I like to start with, you may have noticed, just an assessment, just being honest. Last week we talked about really being honest and accepting these are the feelings that I currently have. This is the truth. This is what I feel. It's just me, and this is it. This is it. This is the totally it. So, same thing with persistence. If you've noticed that you have certainly around persistence, this anxiety, or even if that anxiety exists because you're not persisting in the way that you think you should, sort of look at it and say, what's going on? Just an honest assessment. And no matter what you find in that honest assessment, it's fine. It's totally fine. You can still get your manifestation no matter what you find in this assessment. So take a look at it. And so what we're aiming for when we do this is that we do our internal focusing work persistently. We stay there in our minds. Not 24 hours a day, right? We can do it in just 5 minutes a day. Remember, your focusing work is just part of manifesting. And then living your life is also part of manifesting. So if you enjoy persisting in whatever focusing technique that you're doing longer than 5 minutes a day, do it. I do often. Sometimes I don't. And if you don't enjoy it, just stick with just a little bit. But that's the persistence. It's not 24 hours a day. Now, if you're doing that 5 minutes and then you're immediately shifting back to the topic that you're manifesting and thoughts and feelings and focusing work, that's the opposite of your manifestation. That ain't it, right? That ain't it. That's focusing on the result that you don't want. Now, if that pops up in your mind, that's okay. You accept it. Remember, and you soothe yourself and you return to you do a little bit of focusing work about what you want, the end result that you want. And then you live your life. You go about your day. And I think that's the piece that people miss is the continuing with your life and putting your mind on other things, engaging in your life. Whether that's watching television, going for a walk, your job, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, that's the deal, right? You're living your life. Now, I think that sometimes being bored trips people up. It trips me up. So if you're a person who experiences boredom pretty easily, like I am, you're going to have to find things to do with your brain. Now, that can be more focusing work on what you want, as long as that doesn't tick up your anxiety about where is it and am I doing it right? You are. Okay. And then you just want to return to doing whatever it is you can do to be engaged with your life. So it's that kind of cycle. What you don't want to do I've said this once, I'm going to say it again, and then we're going to wrap up. You don't want to do your focusing work and then the whole rest of the time do your focusing work on the opposite result. So if you're manifesting a specific person and you do a 5-minute inner conversation with your specific person, talking about what you're going to have for dinner on your dinner date and living in the end in that 5 minutes of you being in a relationship with that person, that's great. That's awesome. Do that. And then when you come out of it, if you persistently return to, we're not together, she's not here, he's not here, I don't have anybody, I'm not loved, and you're doing a narrative of the opposite of your manifestation, that's not it. Now, it's not that any of those things I just said that you can't have those feelings, you can't have those thoughts. You can, but you can't persistently focus on that while you're manifesting your end result, right? Now, what you resist persists. Another use of the word persistence in manifesting. So don't resist those thoughts, right? We talked about that. Accept them. Be like, okay, hey, thoughts, I see you. I feel you. Welcome. Okay, we're not gonna stay here. Thanks for alerting me to your existence. We're not gonna stay here. I'm gonna go do something else. But thank you for letting me know. You have some other like soothing techniques that you want to do those. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. So really persist a little amount of time, a lot amount of time, it doesn't matter. And live your life. That's what I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for listening. May you manifest exactly what you want.